Hello students, welcome to the lecture series on international business. Today we will discuss the contemporary issues in international business and this is part 1. I am Professor Soma Sen Gupta, Kamla Nehru College, University of Delhi. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the following topics: outsourcing, characteristics and levels of outsourcing in international business, reasons for outsourcing, strategic decisions involved in outsourcing. To begin with, the meaning of outsourcing. You must have studied business process outsourcing a number of times. Here we will be discussing outsourcing in the perspective of international business. The meaning remains the same, where some non-core activity is uh, outsourced to some external service provider. So, outsourcing refers to contracting out the non-core activity or activities or business processes of the business to an external party vendor which has expertise in that area for a substantial period of time. So, when we outsource the non-core activity, we can put our resources and human resources as well as the physical resources to the best possible use to concentrate on the core activity. And the non-core activity which will be outsourced, it will be the work will be done by an external party or external service provider which has a specific amount of expertise in doing such work. So, in that way, both the activity, the core and the non-core activity will be done in the best possible manner. Outsourcing is done in international business as well. Outsourcing is the business practice of hiring external parties or third party providers to perform tasks, handle operations, or create goods that are traditionally executed in house by company employees. So, rather than keeping employees, you can outsource the activity to an external service provider. Primarily, it is used to reduce labor or overhead costs and increase efficiency. Firms often outsource non-core functions like information technology, payroll, or customer service to focus on core competencies. So, when you are not keeping permanent employees, you are relieved from many of the provisions which you have to make for your permanent employees. Rather than doing that, you can employ an external service provider and you don't have to worry about the various things which have to be provided to the labor, like a regular pay you have to pay to the workers, as well as all kind of benefits to be provided under different labor laws. So, that will be the benefit of outsourcing. And moreover, the external service provider has the expertise, experience, knowledge, and they will provide the best possible services to you. This frees the company's time and resources so that it can concentrate on its critical activities and save cost or resources. The external vendor specializes in that activity so as to perform it more efficiently and effectively. Now, areas or functions outsourced, we will discuss these functions, and they are outsourced not only when you are doing business within a country or when you are doing international business. So, one area is information technology or technology of any form, software development, application maintenance, cyber security, data center operations and technical support. Another area is finance and accounting, payroll processing, accounts payable or receivables, tax preparations, financial reporting, and many other areas of finance and accounting can be outsourced. Human resources, so recruitment or talent acquisition, employee training, this benefits administration, compliance, and performance management. Then customer service and support, call centers, email support and chat support, these are the areas in which the services or activities are outsourced. Then administrative services like data entry, virtual assistant tasks, and general office management. These are also outsourced. Marketing and sales, digital marketing, content creation, social media management, and lead generation, such activities can be outsourced. Logistics and supply chain, in this shipping, warehousing, and inventory management can be outsourced. In manufacturing, even the production of goods can be outsourced, and specialized services like legal counsel, engineering support, and research and development can be outsourced. Other services like advertising, marketing research, accounts and taxation, and many other areas or non-core activities can be outsourced. Beside that, certain administrative support staff, you can support activities can also be outsourced. Then the companies, the type of companies which are involved in outsourcing, almost all the companies in different areas, whether it is manufacturing, retail or services, they are outsourcing a portion of their work or activity. So, different industries are outsourcing their non-core activities to service providers. In manufacturing, a textile, pharmaceutical and many other type of manufacturing units, they are outsourcing one or the part of the activities to external service provider. In retail, logistics, customer support, IT, for traders, all these are outsourced. Then services, education like schools, colleges, healthcare like hospitals, hotels and hospitality industry like catering, housekeeping, they are also majorly outsourcing one or the other activity to the external service provider. Now coming to the next heading, and it is levels of outsourcing in international business. Outsourcing in international business refers to the practice of contracting out business processes or operational non-core functions to external providers. The main key characteristic of outsourcing in international business is that when you are outsourcing your businesses, the service provider may be in some other country. The core company may be in one country and the service provider may be in other country. But that is one form of outsourcing. There are many other forms of outsourcing in international business, and they form the levels of outsourcing, which we will discuss one by one. The external providers can be located domestically or abroad. These arrangements are categorized by location: onshore outsourcing, nearshore outsourcing, offshore outsourcing, and a few others. So, if we talk about the levels, the three main levels of outsourcing are onshore outsourcing, offshore outsourcing, and offshoring, and few others are also there. So, we will take them up one by one and discuss them in detail. So, beginning with onshore outsourcing. So, as the name suggests, it is onshore. That means you are not going out of the country. So, in real sense, we will not say that this is totally an international business outsourcing. Okay. So, but nevertheless, since you may be exporting the products from your country to another country, so this can also be a form of outsourcing or international business. So, let us discuss what is onshore outsourcing. Onshore outsourcing takes place when a company contracts out its business function to an external party in the same country. So, the company which is entering into the contract is in a country, and the service provider is also in the same country. So, it is just like your domestic outsourcing, but since the product may be international, and that is why it is part of international business as well. So, this is for example, or we can say that this involves contracting with a service provider within the same country, offering high culture alignment, language proficiency and ease of communication. So, for example, an American automobile company outsources the production of its engine to another American company. So, this is called onshore outsourcing. Now, though there is language alignment or tradition or cultural alignment is there between the two companies, but in real sense you are not into international business outsourcing in the sense that two countries are not involved, but since the product is meant for international market, we are considering it in under international business, that is onshore outsourcing. So though benefits are there, there is a disadvantage also of this type of outsourcing, that you will not get to know about the customs or the way of doing things or way of using a product in a foreign country. So because that advantage will not be there. Then a little bit similar one is near shore outsourcing. This involves moving processes to neighboring or nearby countries with similar time zone and cultural affinities. This is suitable for real time collaboration and agile development. So if in the North America, USA is outsourcing a particular activity, a US based company is outsourcing a particular activity to a Canada based company or service provider, then we can say near shore outsourcing, because USA and Canada are quite similar in culture and in all other respect. So that can be outsourced, and this is called near shore outsourcing. Offshore outsourcing is another major category, and this is in real sense is outsourcing in international business. Offshore outsourcing takes place when a company contracts out its business function to an external party in another country. So this involves relocating business functions to distant countries, example India, Philippines, Eastern Europe, to take advantage of significantly lower labor cost. So if say an American automobile company outsources the production of its windshield to Japanese company, we call it offshore outsourcing. So if Apple iPhones are being manufactured in Taiwan, then we can call it offshore outsourcing. Offshoring is another category, and offshoring takes place when a company shifts its production completely or fully to another country without contracting out to external party. Now this question, the question is, when you are not involving any external party, is it outsourcing? No, because here the company is opening up another branch or another manufacturing unit in another country, but they are not contracting out to external party. Nevertheless, we study this also under international business outsourcing. So this is offshoring. For example, an American company opens its factory in Japan to produce the engine, where the factory is run by the American company itself. So this is a case of offshoring. Then another variety which is nowadays taught in while teaching international business is home shoring or home sourcing. So it is a form of IT enabled outsourcing where services are moved from offices to home based workers. So reverse is happening. So that is called as home shoring. So if you have businesses outside the country, now you are making it home base. So that is home shoring. But in real sense, it can't be considered as international business of outsourcing, but nevertheless we study it under international business. Then coming to the history of outsourcing internationally. So this is not a new phenomena. This have been this kind of thing, arrangement was there during and before the Industrial Revolution also. So origin long before the Industrial Revolution. American and European companies used to outsource raw material and manufacturing activities to Asian countries due to cheap labor and better quality material. So, for example, cotton, which was cotton balls, which was a raw material for producing cotton material, that was sourced from India to, and it used to go to Europe. So the production of cotton, that part was done by or has it was outsourced to Indian farmers. So though we were not calling it as outsourcing, but nevertheless it is a form of outsourcing. Now during 1900s, when the company started growing, they started outsourcing activities such as finance, advertising to external parties within their home country to increase their profits. Then modern times outsourcing and offshoring gained momentum among companies due to the development in communication technology and transportation in order to gain more global market share, reaping cost advantages and making use of specialized knowledge. So, with the development of information technology and transportation, many of the production units or production activity was outsourced to places where the labor cost was too low. So, the businesses came to Asian countries. Now, and also some customer care services and or maintenance of HR records, all these were outsourced to countries like India, Philippines, Taiwan, Vietnam and all. Now coming to the reasons for outsourcing. As we have discussed in the first few paragraphs that the outsourcing leads to cost advantages because you don't have to maintain a huge staff, no overhead expenditure will be there, and that reduces your labor cost also. And also you get the benefit of specialized services from the external service provider. Let's discuss the reasons for outsourcing. So, many reasons or benefits are there like cost savings and efficiencies, focus on core competencies, specialized knowledge, effective and efficient utilization of resources, tapping new market, enhances credibility, risk mitigation, tax benefits, flexibility and better accountability. So, let us discuss the reasons one by one. Cost saving and efficiency. We are well aware that companies significantly reduce expenses related to training, salaries and benefits by outsourcing to regions with lower labor costs. And that is why from Western world, many of the manufacturing activities are being outsourced to the third world countries or Asian countries or developing countries. It eliminates the need for extra infrastructure and equipment. Secondly, focus on core competencies. So, by delegating non-core time consuming tasks like support services and all customer services to specialized partners, businesses can concentrate on their primary business activities, improving competitive advantage. Specialized knowledge. Outsourcing provides access to highly skilled professionals and advanced technologies that might be too expensive or difficult to develop in-house. Scalability and flexibility. Now, it allows businesses to quickly adapt to market changes by scaling operations up and down, enabling faster project completion and improve speed to market. Another reason is risk mitigation. Sharing, mitigating or transferring risk to external party helps companies manage business uncertainties better because external service provider will be also there and both of them are sharing the risk. Then improved service quality. Outsourcing partners often offer superior specialized services and consistent customer service support, improving overall business quality and customer satisfaction. Then effective and efficient utilization of resources. So, as again non-core administrative tasks or time consuming tasks are outsourced to external specialists and internal staff can then efficiently utilize the core areas for core areas. Then tapping new markets. Now, in the global world, companies can expand into new markets through outsourcing functions like production, marketing, customer care. This way, they can tap new markets effectively and efficiently. Tax benefit is another reason. Companies can take advantage of tax benefits by offshore outsourcing. A number of countries like they have lower corporate taxes like Singapore, Taiwan and even UAE. Better accountability is another reason. Government organizations are outsourcing a number of their functions to private companies as they are free from bureaucratic system and more accountable. This improves the services of government organizations. And also it enhances credibility because a number of internationally renowned companies are outsourcing service providers, like you must have heard about Cognizant and Accenture. These are big companies which are service providers. A company can enhance its credibility by outsourcing to such trustworthy companies. Now, let us discuss the classification of outsourcing into two major groups. You must have heard about BPO and KPO. So, we will discuss them in detail. So, business process outsourcing and knowledge process outsourcing. When we talk about business process outsourcing, it is the delegation of non-core business operations such as human resources, finance, accounting and customer support to specialized third-party providers. Routine and low level processes are generally outsourced and the core areas are kept within the purview of the company, and non-core areas are or activities are delegated or provided to outsourced to external service provider. BPO services, which include back office and front office functions like customer care or maintenance of records, or they allow companies to reduce, these are outsourced and these allow companies to reduce the cost, improve efficiency and access specialized expertise. Now, these are generally low level jobs, but when we are discussing the second category, that is the knowledge process outsourcing, in knowledge process outsourcing, high level jobs are being outsourced. So, knowledge process outsourcing or KPO involves contracting high level, domain specific and analytical tasks to third party providers. Unlike routine BPO, KPO requires specialized expertise for complex activities like financial analysis, research, legal services and data analytics. It helps companies reduce costs while accessing specialized highly skilled labor. So, initially in India, only BPO business thrived and there was this concern that Indians are getting only low level jobs to do in BPOs. But with KPOs being developed or flourishing in India, now Indians are getting high level jobs in these KPOs. So, that is the beauty of KPO. So, if we differentiate between the two, then BPO focuses on operational rule based tasks and KPO focuses on analytical and judgmental tasks. So, you must have understood the difference between BPO and KPO. Now, the final topics of this lecture are strategic decisions involved in outsourcing. Now, you should not go for outsourcing just for the heck of it, that everybody is doing it, we should also outsource. There are certain pertinent questions which should be, first you get the answers to these questions and then decide whether you should go for outsourcing or not. Like, why to outsource, whether to outsource or not, which processes to outsource, to whom to outsource, for how long to outsource, what to include in the contract, how to control and monitor. So, these are the decisions. So, if we talk about the stages in developing this outsourcing strategy, they can be categorized into three groups: situational analysis, external agency selection and contracting, and managing relationships. Now, we will discuss them in detail. So, when we talk about situation analysis, decision involved are whether to outsource or not, which processes to outsource, objective of outsourcing. And the company has to analyze various things like assess the internal processes and the activities to be outsourced. They have to do cost benefit analysis. They have to set criteria and parameters like service quality, cost, risk for analyzing the service provider. Then second step is external agency selection and contracting. This involves finding appropriate partners or external service providers. company may request proposals, receive them, review them and finalize the one which is meeting the criteria. And lastly, it is managing relationships. The company should provide accurate information to the service provider, monitor their activities to ensure whether they are meeting the terms, hold periodic meeting with the partners and renegotiate the terms if required, or if you are not satisfied with this service provider, you have to look for a new partner. Now, let us summarize what we have studied in this lecture. Outsourcing refers to contracting out the non-core activity or business processes to external party. It is primarily used to reduce labor or overhead cost and increase efficiency. Levels of outsourcing are onshore outsourcing, offshore outsourcing and offshoring. And why we go for outsourcing? Because there are possibilities of cost saving, efficiency, focus on core competencies, specialized knowledge, risk mitigation and tax benefits. While BPO focuses on operational rule based tasks, knowledge process outsourcing focuses on analytical and judgmental tasks. The strategic decisions involved in outsourcing are why, which processes, whom, these questions, how long, and the stages in developing outsourcing strategy are situation analysis, external agency selection and contracting and managing relationships. These are certain references, books by Gupta, C.B. Gupta, Sumati Verma, Neeta Tripathi, then website like ePathshala, Chaturvedi and others, and Hill and Halt. So, you can go through these references. Have a nice day students and have a great read. Thank you very much.